Hey, what's up? Sure you guys are. I'm sure you're about to go out, partying for the weekend and about to go out, have some Halloween fun, maybe go to some bars, whatever. Um, and that's fine. But before you do, I kind of just wanted to talk to you. And ever since I moved here for some part-time work in Atlantic City, New Jersey, obviously, but I moved right next door to pretty nearby this building, and I always liked it. It's called the Atlantic Club. At one time, it was the Hilton. I just think it's a really cool building, and I'm here outside out front of it. Pretty big building, but pretty cool looking. I like how it's set up. Right. Like a little gold, the dark black windows. Looks really basic, but really cool at the same time. Like really clean. And right now it's empty. Actually, it has, since the casino stopped being popular. It's closed down, and to me it shows that casinos aren't as popular. Maybe people are getting smarter. They're starting to be starting to become they say, all right, I work, I don't want to just piss away my money. I want to put it towards something useful or something like that. But what I mainly wanted to talk to you about is that it's fine, you're going out partying and stuff, that's good, it's good to have a good time, but at a certain point it's like work party, it's like sometimes I imagine this place, all these rooms filled up with people. And, I picture them not having jobs. I picture them not having bosses. I picture them doing what they want. And it's just kind of just like their home base. If they want. If they don't want to stay here, then they don't have to stay here. They can stay wherever they want. But I just picture them being free to do, be, or have whatever they want. Whatever they can imagine, right? Because I think this is, your world, your life, and it's only right if you be able to do what you want while you're here, and you shouldn't have to have someone boss you around if you don't want that, Which I think we're moving into a space where a lot of people are really thrilled about the idea of having to be a grown adult and having to be bossed around in order to make a buck. But basically, as pictured, we're moving into kind of a space where people aren't thinking the same way they've always thought, and where they're just wanting to just explore new possibilities. And that's what I picture here. I picture it filled up with people all doing what they want, free, boss free, not having jobs. And I just picture them doing whatever the hell they want all day long. Maybe they travel. Right, maybe they travel, maybe they hang out with their friends, maybe they don't even stay here, right? Maybe they just have some other place that's like this big but it's cooler, and they stay there together. They do whatever they want, right? Because, we're sold on this idea that, I remember being in school and I was being sold this idea that, life's about getting a job and working for someone else and, doing that for 40 years and then retiring. And that was being kind of embedded into my mind, that's what life is about. That's what life is about. That's what life's about. And my teachers, everybody was telling me that. And I had this moment. I remember I was probably a junior in high school, and I was sitting some type of computer class. I think it was some CAD or something like that. And I was sitting there, and I remember just like everybody's talking, teachers talking, and just sort of being in my mind, just thinking, this is not what life is about. This is not. The world is very confused, right? The world is very confused, right? I remember thinking that, and seeing how I was being pushed and pressured down this path that everybody before me had gone down, and seeing how, I remember my dream was freedom, right? My dream was freedom, and I was being taught to want this job that pretty much was going to rip me away from everything I wanted in my life, right? And and it was just weird. It was just weird, really weird. And I'm guessing you went through that same thing. You experienced that same sort of idea where you're taught to want this dream job, and you're taught to think kind of inside the box, right? To want a job and a safe, secure income and the benefits, and as I'm saying it, my eyes started to glaze over because it's so freaking boring of a dream. It doesn't excite me at all. Alright, never has, never will. Alright? So that's why I stand for, freedom. And for you, for options, for choices, right? For you getting the choice to do what you want with your life. And I don't think a job will allow you to live in that way. Right? But I remember, and I made it back when I was in that room, and everybody was talking about what school they were going to. This is a year later, in a different computer CAD class, and the undergraduates are all younger classmen are all talking about what school they're going to, and they're very busy on the computer. They're very smart, and again, it's like slow motion and like thinking, and I'm just seeing all of this, how they're so excited to go into the void of pretty much disconnection, right? And just thinking to myself that, my dream was freedom, and they were so happy at a job, like going for a job and getting a degree, and I just didn't understand it, right? Didn't understand it. Still don't. And that's why I stand for freedom, right? Imagine this place just filled up with people all doing what they want. You're there, I'm there, a bunch of cool people are there. We don't have any bosses. We don't have to worry about money. And we pretty much help people dream again, right? Because they stop dreaming, they just get their mind shut down, and they stop having a dream. Their dream just becomes like really freaking small and boring. Right, and they lose all passion in their life, and their eyes glaze over, and they look like they walk around with about as much energy as, whatever. They have no energy because their dream doesn't excite them. Their vision doesn't excite them. Right, so that's pretty much my dream, just picture it, and like I see all these people being, programmed like I was programmed to, go get a job and pretty much sell my life to somebody else for $1, for a couple paycheck, and sell my soul for it in return for a paycheck, just so I can survive. And I wasn't really living, I was surviving. But I didn't feel like successful. I didn't feel like I was living. Definitely wasn't living my potential, right? Definitely wasn't living my dream. Right, and so I went on, and I ended up, I made a vow to myself that I used to, also listen to all these